welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today is my last empties of the year. How exciting. I did an empties maybe like 6 weeks ago, I think, and I didn't think I'd have that much built up, but I've got a bag full, so really happy about that. If you've never seen an empties from me before, I like to start with makeup and then I go through kind of all of the other things in a random order because I just have this super old Sephora bag that I put everything in. So we'll go through that in a minute, but let's start with the makeup. I'm really happy with the makeup products that I finished up here. So let's just go ahead and start with the first one, which is a Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. So this is kind of like a BB cream, tinted moisturizer type product that I really enjoy using. This is kind of my go-to liquid like foundation type thing. I also really like powder foundations right now, but I have the shade Fair and it worked well for me. So I definitely have repurchased. I really enjoy it. There's a little bit on the walls at the bottom of the product, but I can see down in there that it's empty. So yeah, I like this. It's inexpensive, pretty easy to find Wet n Wild at different drugstores. And yeah, it works for me. I have oily skin. So for a like sheer thin coverage type item to work for me, usually they have a little bit more of a glow. This one doesn't give off too much glow for me, so I'm really happy with this one and we'll keep repurchasing. Okay, next I've got the Physicians Formula Glow Face Palette. So this has been on a journey. It's funny because I originally got this, I used to travel for work like almost every week. And in those days, there's one time, well, there's a couple times, but one time in particular that my luggage didn't make the connection. So I was without luggage. And so I went to go get some clothes and a little bit of makeup, and Delta will reimburse you for it. You just submit your receipts for it. So I picked this up because it was a little palette that had a blush, highlighter, and bronzer all in one as opposed to buying one of each. And this was okay. So I really like the highlighter. I'll show you, it's fully empty. I really like the highlighter, but it crumbled and fell out of here. I didn't care for the blush too much. It just was a little bit patchy on me and it wasn't the shade that I really enjoyed. So I decluttered that, but I did use up the entire bronzer. It was in my Project Pan most recently and I finished it all the way up, but it's really cool to have a whole palette like empty. How neat is that? So I think that's my like new favorite. I'm gonna go make that my like thumbnail, right? Like, but yeah, this is done. It's nice to have it leave because it's, you know, pretty bulky for just that one bronzer I was using up. So, you know, in a pinch, probably would pick it up again, but I don't have initial plans to anything like that. Next is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Loose Powder. Now, Too Faced discontinued their Peach Perfect line, I think like a year ago officially, but phased it out before then. And I'm really bummed. And I know a lot of people with oily skin are too, because these were awesome products. The primer and this powder, phenomenal. So I have one more powder of this and it's giant. So it takes me about a year to go through one of these. So I still have another one. I wish they would bring it back. It is such a great product, but Too Faced doesn't listen to me. So my new year, I'll probably get a couple of other loose powders, like little minis to try preferably before I completely run out of my favorite powder. So if you have a loose powder that keeps you matte or at least keeps the shine down, let me know your favorites. I do prefer loose powder. So this is done. I would repurchase if I could, but I can't. So happy I still have a backup, but I will start kind of experimenting with the different options out there. Okay, I've got a couple of lip products. So the first one here, this is the NYX Butter Gloss. This is the shade Creme Brulee. So I haven't like officially been panning this, just been kind of keeping it at my desk and other areas. And I'm no longer at the point in my life where I pull out stoppers. So this is as empty as it's going to get for me. I have clear windowing. I really was trying to scrape in there, but it is, I mean, it's pretty done. I don't know how I can line this up, but it's pretty done. So anyway, I'm calling this quits. I really like the butter glosses. They're really smooth. They don't have shimmer in them and they're not too sticky for me. And they have a phenomenal range of colors. So if you're looking for a neutral or a nude type shade that fits your skin tone, I think that they'd have something for just about everybody. So I could see myself purchasing this again in the future. The Creme Brulee is my favorite shade for me. So I could see myself repurchasing in the future. It's a good go-to if you need, you know, just a quick glossed or something to put in your purse is a good one. I don't have immediate plans though. Like I would see myself purchasing it, but I'm not running out tomorrow to get it, if you know what I mean. Okay, I have 2 lip products here that were in my project pan for frickin' ever, but I did finally finish them. So I have a lip liner. This is from the brand Delilah, and I got this in a Look Fantastic box last year. I think I got their advent calendar box and this came in it. So this was the shade Buff and it was just a nude. It took me pretty much the whole year to get through, but it's just a nude kind of pink. I don't have a lot of pigmentation on my upper lip. I think I call it like an invisible lip line. So I like to have a nude lip liner just to kind of define it and actually show you where my lip is, because the color is a little bit further down on my lip. So I do like having a nude lip liner. I really don't need more than one though. This is a little bit more of a higher end brand. I hadn't heard of it before, but when I looked it up, it was a little bit pricey. So I'd probably go drugstore for my next nude lip liner, but I did finish it up. It worked fine. Nothing really else to say. And then I also finished up this Ulta Beauty Velvet Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Terrestrial. So this is kind of a terracotta pinky shade and I finished it all the way up. It's kind of like a crayon stick format. And it was nice. You know, it's pretty close to the color on the cap and everything. The formula itself is pretty nice in my opinion. I mean, it's a velvet matte, so it's not completely sucking every ounce of moisture out of your lips, but it's also not super smooth either. So if you want something that's a little bit matte and kind of stays longer than a gloss would, this is a good option. They do have other shades. And I would potentially buy another shade from the, line itself. I think it's pretty good. So finish this up. I'm honestly just kind of at the point where I panned it for so long. I'm just sick of looking at it. So I'm happy for it to move out of my life and I'll move on to other lip products and jump around a little bit more, I think. So those are the makeup products. There may be something hiding at the bottom of the bag, but that's pretty much what I have. I do want to mention I have 2 stationery items to talk about quick. So I have 2 pens that I finished up, a green and a purple. I love mentioning when I finish up pens. I have had so many people comment that that's super satisfying when they finish up pens. So I did hit 2 more. And for any of you wondering, you're like, gosh, how do you go through so many pens? I work from home, but I have this little bucket, can or whatever of pens, and I have a couple colors going at a time. I like to switch out the color every day, so it's not that I start one and use it all the way up and then go to the other. I bounce around between different colors every day because it makes work a little bit more fun. So anyway, 2 pens finished up, which feels great. And let me grab my bag and we'll start going through everything else. Okay, so first, the biggest bottle at the top here is the Studio Selection Aloe Vera Scented Hand Soap. This is the generic version of the soft soap. I do this now. I don't buy little hand soaps of different scents. I switched away from that and just get one of these big ones. It takes my boyfriend and I 1 year to go through one of these, and I just refill the different soap containers at our different sinks throughout the year. And it works really well. It's super cost effective. It's also reducing the amount of bottles of actual soap I'm buying. So it's kind of a win all around. So I do already have one of these. I always have one on hand. It's a great option, and I would recommend if you're looking to kind of switch, or maybe you have someone who's sensitive to fragrance. This aloe, it's a moisturizing hand soap, so it doesn't dry out my hands, but it's just a very plain soap, and it works for us. Another kind of big item here is the Downy Wrinkle Releaser. I normally don't talk about stuff like this, but this was an accomplishment to finish, first of all. It's a big bottle, but I use this when I hang out my clothes in my closet. So I thought I'd mention it, but anytime I hang stuff up, I spray the front and back of it and then hang it up. It helps it just smell fresh for longer, but it also does help kind of keep wrinkles out of it. So wanted to mention it. I have repurchased. It takes me a couple of years to go through one of these, so you probably won't hear me talk about it, but it works for me. And if you're looking for something to help just kind of loosen those wrinkles, I do think that it actually works. You kind of spray it and then you shake the clothes out and they just kind of loosen out of the wrinkles. Okay, next is the Equaline Original Wet Cleansing Towelettes. These are makeup remover wipes. I only buy these when we travel. These are comparable to the Pond's towelettes, if you're familiar with those, but these are just from my grocery store. They don't burn my eyes, and they're like $2.50. So when I need them, I will be purchasing those ones. Okay, skincare. I've got the Clear Start by Dermalogica Micro Pore Mist. I was graciously gifted this from the brand and PR. This is very nice toner. I used it in the morning just to kind of refresh my skin, and I would recommend. The only thing I did is I switched out the spray for a nozzle top because I like to use a reusable cotton round instead of a spritzer, but this worked really well. I liked it. It had a little bit of salicylic acid in it, I believe, and witch hazel, and I just liked it. So I would potentially look at purchasing that again. A mini Not Your Mother's Clean Freak dry shampoo. This is the green one. They have other versions, like with the purple hair. I like that one too, but I like to have a dry shampoo when I travel, so I always get one of these mini sizes, and I'm not too picky on the brand or anything, but this is just kind of a go-to for me, so definitely would repurchase for traveling. Okay, a couple more items here. I'm going quick because my battery's about to die. Derma E Vitamin C Concentrated Serum with Hyaluronic Acid and Probiotics. This is the vitamin C serum I use in the morning every morning. I just did a skincare routine video on my channel earlier in Vlogmas, so I can link that if you're interested. But this is great. I really like the brand. The best part about it is the top unscrews, so you can get everything out of here. And it's just really nice. It's great. It's lightweight but moisturizing, and I like it, so I keep repurchasing it. Okay, this is a little travel size purse spray of the Atelier Cologne Vanille Insensé. This is no longer sold in the US, which is such a bummer because I love this scent. I've had a full size of it before, finished it up, got this little size that's a point perk somewhere along the way, and I went to go repurchase it and I can't get it in the US anymore, which is such a bummer. So if we go abroad next year, I am absolutely buying it because it is so, so yummy. If you love vanilla, you would really like that. Base coat from Ella and Mila Nail Care. I really like these. I get them at Target. They last me about 7 or 8 months before they get a little gummy, but it really does help kind of smooth the nail, help with ridges, and hold the polish. So I like this. I have repurchased. And a couple more things before my camera dies. I've got a toothpaste, Sensodyne, Pronamel. I have sensitive teeth. I use Pronamel. Haven't had cavities in years, which is like a lot of factors, but this is what I use and I like, so I keep buying it for your care. I also have this Dry Idea unscented deodorant. This is kind of random, but this is my nighttime deodorant. So like before I go to bed, or if I take an evening shower, I will put this on instead of a scented deodorant. I have hyperhidrosis, so I have overactive sweat glands. So wearing an antiperspirant at night actually helps me quite a bit, and this is the one I choose to use because I just don't feel like I need the scent, but honestly anyone would work, but this is work. It's like a roller ball, and yeah, you know, I would repurchase it. And then, okay, 2 last items and we're gonna call it here. I've got the mini Fenty Skin Total Cleanser. This says Remove It All Cleanser. This is fan-freaking-tastic. I would absolutely repurchase this again. This is my favorite cleanser to bring with me traveling because it is a makeup remover and a cleanser. Like, it actually does both of those things. So if I didn't want to get these wet wipes or the makeup removers, I could get this again. I just haven't repurchased it, but I really, really like this product. It's very, very nice. And then the last thing is a candle. I want to mention this. This I got from TJ Maxx, and it was my Hocus Pocus candle that I had been burning in the background for a while. It's this beautiful vanilla and fig scent, and wow, was it so fresh for Halloween. I feel like a lot of times those fall scents can get really deep and dense, and this was fresh. And I just wanted to mention I really liked it. And if you happen to see a Hocus Pocus candle in TJ Maxx, maybe give it a whirl. So anyway, I'm running out of time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you finished up recently in your empties, and if you have anything really satisfying. I love reminiscing about like really meaningful products that we finished up. So let me know in the comment section below. And with that, I'm gonna go recycle all of this, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.